As the saying goes, dying is easy, comedy is hard. Comedies aren't always huge box office successes, and in some cases can be big flops, even if they're good movies. Poor marketing, competition, and a bad review can sometimes leave a good movie underappreciated at the time, only to resurrect itself as a cult favorite years later.
Let the games begin!
Falling into that category is The Cable Guy. Jim Carrey made history in 1997 by being the highest paid comedian to star in a movie. His paycheck, a whopping $20 million. In The Cable Guy, Carrey plays a lonely and troubled cable repairman desperate to form a relationship with Matthew Broderick's character. The film marks the first time Judd Apatow worked as a feature producer. Apatow campaigned to direct, but the studio denied this request. Instead, they went with Ben Stiller. In addition to directing, Stiller also had a small role in the film, playing twins.
Oh my God, my kid brother's been shot. I think it was an Asian gang or something.
The film also stars Jack Black, Leslie Mann, and Owen Wilson, and despite poor reviews and lackluster box office returns, the dark comedy has garnered a cult following.
All right, you want to play rough? Daddy can play rough!
1999's Bowfinger is another movie that we're labeling as underrated.
But movies cost millions of dollars to make.
That's after gross net deduction, profit percentage deferment, 10% of the nut.
Written by star Steve Martin, Bowfinger follows the story of a down-and-out producer looking to put together a film starring Hollywood's biggest star, Kit Ramsey, played by Eddie Murphy.
I got some calls.
Yeah, go to the office and make some calls. Go call Arnold and Sly, and Van Damme and Jackie Chan, and tell them to spit so I can say hello.
But there's a catch. Murphy's character has no idea he's actually in a movie. Murphy also plays Ramsey's dim-witted double, Jiff.
Would you be willing to cut your hair?
Yes, but it's usually better if someone else does it.
The dual performance is yet another reminder that Eddie Murphy is one of the greatest comedians of all time. Rounding out the film's cast are Robert Downey Jr., Heather Graham, Christine Baranski, and Terrence Stamp. Bowfinger holds a freshness rating of 81% on Rotten Tomatoes and was generally well received by critics. The film's only real disappointment was at the box office. It grossed $66 million on a budget of $55 million. Bowfinger is a chance to see two legendary comedians in top form.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Quentin Tarantino puts the film Dazed and Confused in his top 10 list of all time, and it's easy to see why.
It's like the every other decade theory, you know? The 50s were boring, the 60s rocked, the 70s, oh my God, they obviously suck. Right?
The movie featured some future stars who were relative unknowns in 1993. Ben Affleck, Mila Jovovich, Parker Posey, even Renee Zellweger makes an appearance as an uncredited extra. Arguably the biggest star to emerge from the film was Matthew McConaughey in his signature early role as the mustachioed Wooderson.
I will see you there, all right?
Bye.
I love those redheads, man.
I know you. The Austin Chronicle went on to say, quote, McConaughey nails this guy without a hint of condescension or whimsy, claiming this character for all time as his own. McConaughey met with the casting director by chance at a bar in Austin, Texas. The encounter led to an audition, which eventually led to him winning the part and acquiring more screen time than was originally allotted.
That's what I love about high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Director Richard Linklater made the film on a budget of $6.9 million, with almost 20% going towards securing music rights.
No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
The soundtrack plays a huge role in the movie and went double platinum. In fact, Linklater gave each of his actors a mixtape to help them get into character. At the box office, Dazed and Confused was considered a flop, 20 years ago grossing less than $8 million. But sales initially missed at the theater were definitely made up in home video rentals. Dazed and Confused has gone on to cult status and is one of Hollywood's most quotable films.
Say, man, you got a joint?
No, not on me, man.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
You can catch all these titles and more on the Movie Network. For eTalk Movie Moments, I'm Ben Mulrooney.
All right, all right, all right.